It happens hundreds, if not thousands of times every day in our city. A new Canadian arrives, tries to find a job, often with no success. In the case of my next guest, it took him 6 months to find work, and now he's helping other recent arrivals do the same. Majid Kazmi is a business consultant with CIBC, came from Pakistan in 2012 and found work partly with the help of the Mentoring Partnership. It's a program that's made some 10,000 mentoring matches in the decade that it's been around. Majid was a mentee there. He now serves as a mentor. Yesterday he was honored by the partnership for his work, and he's with me in studio now. Good morning.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Tell me about your career. You were in Pakistan. What job did you leave to come to this city?
So before I came to Canada, I was working as a senior VP within a financial services institution in Pakistan. And in terms of my title, I was heading the product management for the retail bank there.
And so why did you leave that behind and decide to come here?
Oh, that was a very tough decision. So, of course, there are a lot of trade-offs involved. But for one, it was for a better future for my family. And more importantly than that, it was to be able to broaden my professional horizons. I really wanted to internationalize my banking experience.
And so when you arrived here, with that experience that you had, but also those ambitions, what was it like when you landed in terms of trying to find work?
It was tough. I remember coming out of Pearson International and right when I came out, I remember a realization hit me along with a gust of cold wind that I'm on my own. And I had finally taken the leap of faith, which meant that there was a need to realign my expectations with the reality on the ground and at the same time go out there and do my best. Of course, I didn't know of many programs like the Mentoring Partnership or others. So I had to, look around for institutional help, support from my friends and family, whatever I could get.
How bracing was that? I mean, you come with great experience and expectations, and as you say, you suddenly have to realign those. Just how difficult was that?
It becomes emotionally and psychologically taxing after a few weeks and months. But of course, you have to make sure that you put the best use of your strengths, which means that it was important for me to go out and reach out to people who could help. And that, brought me in front of my mentors who were enormous support, enormous help, of course. And they really helped me brush up my communication skills, my networking skills, which eventually landed me a job at CIBC.
The networking thing is interesting. You write about this on this piece that is published on your LinkedIn profile, talking about a transformation from somebody who sat at home and sent out resumes online to somebody who went out and actively tried to meet people and create a network. What motivated you to make that change?
In many ways, it was an inevitable step on my part. I had to do that because I felt that, applying for jobs online doesn't really materialize. It doesn't really matter how experienced you are, what kind of professional experience you have had, but eventually you have to go out of your comfort zone, meet people. And the reason for that is because you have to be able to demonstrate your transferable skills. You cannot do that by, sending out your resume over the email or applying online. You have to be talking to a human person so that you can demonstrate those skills as well as, come across as a discerning, perceptive communicator, which are things that are very important for Canadian workplace.
Not everybody is comfortable in doing that, though, particularly if you come from a culture where that is not part of the routine. How do you compensate for something like that?
It's very awkward when you reach out to somebody on the floor of a networking event, for example. But the thing that a newcomer has to understand is that everybody is doing the same thing there, which means that there's nothing that could be, detrimental to your ego when you are reaching out to people because you have a goal in sight. You have to pursue it and achieve it no matter what. So it really comes back to how ambitious you are. And you have to take some uncomfortable steps, and networking, reaching out to people is one of them.
Is it something that you think people can be taught? I mean, you talk about being a kind of a shameless networker. Is that something a skill that people can be taught?
Matt, I think it comes from taking the plunge. In my case, it has been a personal learning experience. Of course, I went up the learning curve in a matter of a few months, but of course it has to be a part of your internal disposition. If it's not there, you have to make an effort to build it into your psyche. And really inculcating a thing like networking as part of your personality takes time, but you have to take the first step somewhere.
You are now a mentor, not just a mentee.
That's right.
Why did you decide that was important?
I was looking to switch gears from being a mentee to a mentor even when I was going through the transition myself. And there were a number of reasons for that. One of them was my inner calling, because I had been in the philanthropic world in my past life. So I really wanted to pay it forward. But, during the course of my interaction with other newcomers like myself, I saw that there are certain gaps that I can help them plug. One of which was communication skills. The other one was to make them, reach out to people and build their professional network as much as I could. So I had already contemplated becoming a mentor at that point in time.
We're glad that you followed it up. That idea of playing it forward is so important. Congratulations on the work that you're doing, and we're glad that work has been celebrated.
Thank you so much, Matt.